Tom Aspinall and Sergei Pavlovich in the UFC's heavyweight division for the vacant title in 2024. Now, I'm gonna let you contemplate that for a second. But I'm going to explain now. I'm going to explain. Jon Jones is going to retire after UFC 295. That is 95% chance that that's going to happen. He said it before. I would love to have my final MMA fight in MSG, New York City, against the greatest heavyweight of all time. Win that and become and officially stamp himself as the best of all time and retire off into the sunset. Jon Jones has already said that he'd like to retire from MMA. And if Stipe loses, he would have been on a 2-fight losing streak, losing to Ngannou and losing to Jon Jones with only wins over guys that have retired, kind of, and are no longer in the UFC, in Ngannou and Daniel Cormier. There wouldn't really be an argument. Even if Stipe somehow decided to stay in the UFC, there's no argument for him getting a title fight after losing to Jon and Francis Ngannou back-to-back. So we got to look lower than that to guys that have not lost to these former champions to establish themselves as like legitimately the number one heavyweight in the world. You can't do that with Curtis Blades. He already lost to Sergei. He lost to Derek Lewis as well. We're 100%. Even if Curtis Blades wins against Jailton Almeida, there's no way we're giving Curtis Blades the vacant title fight. Ciryl Gane lost to Ngannou, lost to Jon Jones. It'll be the same situation with Stipe Miocic where he's already lost to two of the former champs. Yeah, he might go out there and get a good win on Sergei Spivak. Very, very possible. But I still think even after that, he should probably fight Curtis Blades. And if he wins that one, then we'll give him a title fight. But there's no way we're putting Ciryl Gane in a vacant title fight. That just would not make sense. Sergei Pavlovich, one of the guys I just mentioned. KO after KO after KO. Beating all of the guys he's faced. Shamil by knockout. Who's the one after that? Derek Lewis with the crazy TKO win. Knocked out Tuivasa. Then he knocked out Curtis Blades. He is the number one contender in the heavyweight division. He is on a 6-fight win streak. He's absolutely destroyed every single person he's fought. It's very, very clear that if there's a vacant title on the line, there's no doubt in my mind that Sergei Pavlovich will be in that talk. And will 100% be one of those men in the vacant title fight. It's about finding the second guy. It's not going to be Stipe. It's not going to be Curtis Blades. It's not going to be Ciryl Gane. Alexander Volkov lost to Aspinall, lost to Ciryl Gane. He beat Rozenstruik and Romanov. There's no way we're giving it to Volkov. Sergei Spivak, yes, he's on a 3-fight win streak, but he lost to Tom Aspinall. We're not giving Sergei Spivak the vacant title fight. So it comes down to two men. We got Sergei Pavlovich versus Tom Aspinall, who is fighting this weekend. Started undefeated, had a fluke injury loss to Curtis Blades, and he comes back in a big way against Marcin Tybura this July, and he gets a really, really good win over him. Maybe they set up another fight for him in the meantime, in between this and the vacant title fight, or that could be enough. He goes out there and knocks out Marcin Tybura round number 1. That could legitimately be enough to get Tom Aspinall a title fight. But it comes down to him and one other man. That one other man is Jailton Almeida. Jailton in the heavyweight division is 3-0. 3-0. He had the heavyweight fight against Parker Porter, went back down to light heavyweight and was like, I don't like cutting the weight. I'm going back up to heavyweight. Beat ranked at the time Shamil Abdurakhimov and finish Jairzinho Rozenstruik in the main event. Now he's going to take on Curtis Razor Blades. If we check on the rankings, this could very well earn him a title fight. There's a good chance. Curtis Blades at number 4. Where is Jailton? Number 9. This could very well earn Jailton Almeida a title fight if he's able to beat number 4 when number 2 and number 3 could not really fight. That'll place him right in the top 5 and potentially get him the shot. But you got to think. Tom Aspinall goes out there, gets a really, really good finish on Marcin Tybura, and Jailton goes out there and, submits Curtis Blades, let's just say. Who's the bigger name? Who's the bigger star? Who's the bigger fight to make? Jailton Almeida versus Sergei Pavlovich, which is a good fight. But I think Sergei defends those takedowns easily and knocks him out pretty badly. Is that a better fight? A bigger name fight? Or is a Tom Aspinall Sergei Pavlovich fight a really, really massive fight to be made? You could do Leon Edwards versus whoever the title challenger is at the time with Tom Aspinall and Sergei Pavlovich for the vacant heavyweight belt on the same card. In London, pay-per-view, and you can absolutely stack it to the freaking brim with British and UK talent. Again, the only two men that make sense to fight Pavlovich, obviously Pavlovich is one of those guys, since he's the number one contender, but then it comes down to Jailton Almeida or Tom Aspinall. And Jailton, I have not met a person that has been like excited for a Jailton Almeida fight. I have been. I'm a hardcore MMA fan. I love it when Jailton fights. I was hyped on him from the Dana White's Contender Series fight, where he took on Nasruddinov. I picked him every single fight. But he's not that big of a name. Even if he goes out there and finishes Curtis Blades, which I actually believe Curtis Blades wins, I still don't think it'll be enough to really push him into that mainstream popularity to make it make sense for a title fight. And if Aspinall, as a big name that he is able to finish Tybura, that'll increase the chances even more that he could go out there and get that vacant title fight. Again, it all comes down to if Jones actually relinquishes the belt, which I think he does. He said it in the past. He wants to retire in MSG against Stipe Miocic, GOAT versus GOAT, and just set off to the sunsets. You can't put Stipe there. Can't put Blades there. Can't put Gon there. Volkov, Spivak, Tuivasa, all of those guys. Sergei Pavlovich, Tom Aspinall makes so much sense. And prediction. We got to end it. That's what this channel has been made out of, is predictions. If Tom Aspinall and Sergei Pavlovich fought, I would go, drumroll please, Sergei Pavlovich by TKO in round number 1 or round number 2. Sergei is 31 years old right now. Tom is 30 years old. Tom is faster. He's the better striker overall. He's the better grappler overall. He's the better mixed martial artist overall. But gosh dang, Sergei, if he lands, and he does land, he's going to knock out Tom. He's going to knock him out. And I do have Sergei by knockout there, even though I still believe Aspinall is better than Sergei everywhere except for power. I still think Sergei finds that kill shot. What do y'all think? Sergei Pavlovich versus Tom Aspinall for the vacant heavyweight belt. What do y'all think about that?